March 2021 cod box. It's got some weight to it. Let's open it up and have a look at what we have. So many goodies in this one, and we're covering so many bases. It's great. We're going to start off with top water and then work our way down with my favorite frog to fish with. This is number one. Okay, it's probably tied number one, my favorite frog to fish with. This is the Spro King Daddy frog. This is a big mouthful of frog, which is good for big cod off the top. Not only that, but because of its sleek underbelly, soft, smooth underbelly, this thing skims or skips so easy. It's normally the first frog I chuck on for big surface buffs. Now, the way you fish this is cast out under the overhanging trees or over the structure where you think the cod are fishing, and you work it like a walk the dog pencil bait essentially. You know, twitch your rod up and down with a wind in there as well, and this frog's just going to go left and right like that. But add in plenty of pauses. I really do like to add pauses in with the frogs, especially if you nail that cast into that certain spot and it's sitting perfectly in amongst that structure. Pause it, let it sit there for ages. Practice your patience and let it sit there. Maybe add just tiny little twitches, and this thing will almost just twitch on the spot. It'll barely move, which is great, which means you can keep it in the strike zone for a long time. Now, as that sun starts to come up, or you're fishing in the more middle of the day when those cod have retreated down to deeper waters, you're going to switch over to this one by Baramba Lures. So Baramba Lures is an Australian design company. So these are designed in Australia. But these are essentially little jointed crankbaits. They've got a big bib on the front, so they are going to dive down nice and deep. BKK hook straight out of the box, and these are floating hard body. So you can swim these down in amongst the trees, pause and let it float back out. We can even troll with these along river edges or dam edges as well. And whenever you feel a bump on a snag, drop your rod back while you're trolling, and this will just float up over the snag, and then you continue trolling on again even further. Well, same sort of thing when you're casting this, cast it out into your snag or into your structure, wind it down. As soon as you feel a bump, pause it straight away, and 9 times out of 10 this will float back up over your snag, and then you continue your retrieve. Now, if you're fishing some dirtier waters or you want to add a bit of flash and vibration, you've always got to have many of these in your cod box. That's why we always try to include these in as many cod tackle club boxes as we can. This is a spinnerbait by TT Lures, the Tornado in a ½ ounce. And I got lucky, one of my favorite colors in the black and red. But super versatile lures, probably the most versatile lure you can get. You can fish them shallow, medium, or deep, just depending on how long you let it sink down for. Now, whenever I fish with a spinnerbait, I like to sink it down nice and deep, and then I'll give my rod a quick rip just to get that blade spinning, then go into a slow roll. A nice slow roll back out of that strike zone, and I'll just rinse and repeat all day. Works a treat. You can speed up your retrieve as well, so feel free to chop and change your retrieve. That's just how I like to fish it. But if the bite is super duper slow, then that's where I'm going to jump over to this one from Chase Baits. This is the Chase Baits Mud Bug. This is a big yabby profile. It's a weedless yabby profile as well, which is good. So with this one, you can literally just dead stick it. Come up to like a bit of a tree or something that's in the water and just drop this down right next to it and just teabag. Just teabag this thing right next to that tree. Can also work it on the cast as well. Cast it out, but obviously you're going to be working this fairly close to the bottom of the water column. So let it sink down. And I'm just going to do little tiny hops, slow roll, just so it's only just sort of dancing along the bottom of the water column. Every now and then you can add in a high rod lift just to get this thing darting up and then sinking back down again. You're just mimicking exactly what it looks like here. But that's it for the cod box this month. Awesome range of lures. If you want to check this box out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.